Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 2v2v2v2 match on the map Star. I'm starting in the bottom right position, playing as the Soviets. And just to let anyone know who's thinking about getting in the game, currently Steam have got a promotion, the summer sale, where it's got 75% off, and that offer lasts till the 10th of July. So if you were thinking about getting this game and want to pick it up, you have till the 10th of July to get it at a reduced price. I think this is the first ever video I've done on this map. It's not really a map I play, well, very often. I don't know how many times I've played it in the past, maybe once or twice, but yeah, I don't exactly know the map very well. But what we've got and what you can see is we've got this ore patch at home, and then in the middle you've got a gem patch. And you can see, because it's like a bit teams of two, it's a little bit crazy in the middle. And there we can see that Cyan has already got the ore truck going there. And Cyan is being played by Eric, who likes to go multi-MCV. I don't know if it'll quite work on this map because it doesn't have as much ore. But if he's getting gems in the middle, that means his economy is going to be quite strong at the start. It depends whether he's brought his MCV there. But as we can see, Eric's got a lot of infantry in the middle just to make sure his ore truck is going to be safe in these early stages. And you see the ore truck there again. And I'm just having a bit of a think about what I should be doing here, because if you are in that middle part getting those gems, it's going to be conserving the stores that you have next to your base. So I'm just having a bit of a think, should I venture out there and do I do a base crawl there, or do I just send my ore trucks straight there? That's the question. It'll make things a lot easier later on in the game, because you can see with 4 ore trucks I'm going to use that patch up quite quickly. And you can see Eric now with 2 ore trucks in the middle there, and also Pink going with his ore trucks to the middle. So it does seem like teams are picking this up, and I don't really know which is the best strategy really, because but what I'm going to do is I'm going to send some of my ore trucks to the middle because I don't want to miss out on those gems. So we're going to have 2 ore trucks going there and 2 staying at home where we're safe. And I'm just having a look here because I'm just wondering how long it's going to take teams to start taking tanks to that middle part, because you also have, sort of like converge on that middle section. So there is going to, of course, be a big war there. And just doing the base crawl at the moment to the middle because I'm playing as Soviets, and having some Tesla in that middle is going to be nice. But now we can see that orange and yellow are starting to have a little bit of a fight. Orange is playing as the Allies and yellow is being played as the Soviets, and you can see those light tanks going into the base of yellow. And now Pink's also getting it into the action as well. And Pink is my teammate in this game, and just getting that first Tesla down. We can see that yellow is trying to fight out, and yellow losing an ore truck there. I'm also going to take out one of those ore trucks from Cyan that's got a little bit close to my base. So yeah, you can see those gems are getting used up. I'm just sending some of my ore trucks there, but I might have to send some of my tanks to the middle. You can see Pink also having a fight with red there on the other side, and it looks like my ore truck's going to get home safely. I just paused my ore truck there because I wasn't sure whether it was going to survive, and now it looks like purple is going on the attack also. So it's all kicking off in the middle of the map. And now I've got my first Tesla which I can put down, and that just provides me a little bit of safety for my home base, because I don't want to get too involved in the middle if I don't have to. But now you can see that Pink is going into the middle once again, and we can see orange there. So I'm going to have to come out because we can see Pink and Red could be having a little bit of a battle. We also see orange is very, very active there. So that's going to be quite dangerous. And now what I'm doing is I'm just doing a little bit more of a crawl into the middle. But we can see that Red is there. And yeah, Pink also having a bit of a fight there. We're trying to like sort of protect our ore truck a little bit. I'm not too worried though if I miss like one. If I lose one here, but and now the fight's going on between me and Pink and Red and Purple. Red and Purple are also on the same team. So we're sort of just guarding this spot in the middle of the map, and it seems like we have quite a bit of control right at the moment. And you can see those purple tanks going down, and Purple going back into their base. I think yellow has been destroyed from the game. So yeah, we can see my teammates sort of like in a bad spot at the moment. I mean, yellow's defeated on one side of me, but yellow's sort of, my teammate, sorry, pink is in between two players, so that could be quite dangerous. And now we're having a fight with purple. Let's see what we can do here. And purple is being pushed back into his base. So yeah, now we're just coming back a little bit. But yeah, it does seem like pink's getting in a bit more of the battle, and I'm going to need to keep on fighting just to make sure that pink doesn't get overwhelmed here, because with red and purple being on the same team, if they destroy my teammate, if they defeat his army in the middle, then they could go straight into his base, which is what they'll probably do. What I'm just aware of though is Rambo is to my left, and yeah, he could attack at any point, which is why I'm getting these Teslas up, just for a little bit more defense. We can see my army, it's very, very low on troops at the moment, unfortunately. And we can see orange going into my teammate's base, and this is really, really bad for my teammate. There's not much I can do with the tank numbers I've got. And we've also got purple and red in the middle, and they're just waiting to pounce as if they can at all. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think purple will just come out though as soon as I see. Yeah, you can see purple and red are ready, and I've got 4 tanks there, and there's another one coming now. Obviously, I'm building tanks, but you can see there, orange has got quite a large number of tanks, and then you can see that Rambo has come from the back of my base. So you can see there's that shroud. He must have taken a transport ship and come from that position at the back there. I've lost a war factory, but I'm not too worried about that now because the ore is running out. What I do need to do, though, is keep this power plant alive. And you can see I've lost the power plant. And this is really important. I keep as much power as I can because I need to have those Teslas up and working at the front of my base. So yeah, you can see Rambo losing a few tanks there. I've lost a war factory, but I'm not too worried. And these tanks are coming from Rambo's base now. And you can see there's the Tesla here providing a bit of defence. Hopefully we're going to be able to take out as many of these tanks as possible. But you can see those tank numbers are quite large. And it looks like my Tesla are going to be taken almost completely down. And now you can see Rambo pulling back into his base. My tank numbers have started to build a little bit. We see purple and red active on the map, and unfortunately my teammate is out. But now you can see Rambo with a large army coming in. Well, large for this situation because no one has any large armies anymore because we've all been fighting in the, well, Rambo hasn't been, but we've all been fighting in the middle. And now it doesn't look like I have the tank numbers to defend. We're going to have to see if he decides to go into my base. I've only got 4 tanks. He's got many more. I am building tanks, but the production speed is very, very low. And yeah, he seems to be not sure whether he wants to go in or stay out. But now he's pushing into my base. And you can see those the tank numbers are in his favour. And it looks like I'm going to be out of this game because there's not much I can do. I'm in a similar situation to my teammate was, who was against orange. The other person's got the greater number of tanks, and they're going to my base. It's just a matter of time until my base is destroyed. So yeah, just doing as much damage as I can to those green tanks as he starts to take out my buildings. We are taking out quite a number, but it's not going to be enough. And now you can see him focusing down my tanks just to make sure his army doesn't get whittled down too much. And that's my last war factory going down. I've got no production buildings. That was just a case of being too active in the middle of the map early on. I lost too much of my army, and then other players were able to build up. And it's just a question, do you like prioritise like protecting those gems and getting those extra resources, or do you just build up your army inside your base? So that's a good game for me, and my team are out. But as we can see, it's all kicking off in the middle. We can see orange with a large number of tanks there. We could also see purple with a large number of tanks, and also red joining in the fight. Is green going to join in the fight as well? We can see him attacking some of orange's tanks, and it looks like orange may be pushed back. Orange's teammate is still in the game. Obviously red and purple are together, so they're going to be in the game as well. We can see that cyan is also in the game, but what we're going to have a do now is have a look at the match view so we can see what's going on. And we can see that Rambo green is going into, it looks like, the base of cyan. We can see that cyan doesn't have much. Red's also very low. I think he's lost his MCV, so he's been a bit destroyed. And we can see orange there with an extra construction yard. So he's got 2 construction yards, and he's also got that ore refinery very close to the middle. And I think what he's doing is he's taking ore trucks round into my team. Well, I think my teammates is all used up at the moment, and teams will be getting very low on ore at the moment. We can see where Cyan started. There's a lot of ore there because it looks like Cyan's base is almost completely wiped out. I don't know if Purple's there using some of that. And you can see my base was a little bit of ore left because I think me and Cyan were the main ones who were using the gems at the start to conserve our ore reserves at home. But it hasn't worked out for either of us. And you can see Purple still taking more tanks into that base of Cyan. You can see them moving there. We'll have to see. Yeah, he has a MCV there, so he's going to be able to use those ores. And we can see that Cyan has a couple of V2 rockets. They'll have very low HP, so they'll be easily able to take them out. But those V2 rockets could do some damage against buildings. And you can see now it's Purple against Orange, and Orange has got a decent number of medium tanks. Purple's also got a fair few heavy tanks, but you can see those heavy tanks being whittled down as well as those orange tanks, in fact. And it looks like Cyan, Orange is going to sort of like win this little skirmish. And you can now see that Orange is pulling back. And I think Green just staying back at the moment and not getting involved in this is probably a good idea. The thing about the fight at the moment is any of the tanks that are lost are not going to be easily replaced. And you can see there, Green has got the largest army at the moment. And I think it's just, is he going to go? And the question is he going to go for the attack, or is he going to hold back? He's using the ore now from my base. And also, if he gets the base, I guess, to the left of him, you can see there's a lot of ore there as well. So he could use that. And you can see now Cyan taking some of his V2 rockets into the top right position. And now let's see Rambo going on the attack on Red. And you can see those Tesla coils going down. And I don't think Red has got much left in his base. You can see there's just a few buildings there. And I'm really surprised, actually, he just didn't take out that ore refinery. But now I think he's looking at, I think what he saw is he didn't have too much left in his base and thought, I won't bother with that. But now you can see Orange is on the attack on Purple and destroying that ore refinery. And that ore refinery almost going down. But now Orange pulling back, and I think that was a bit of a waste. But I think what he might have seen is he might have seen a Green is now the attack, or gone on the attack on Orange's base. I think what Green's looking for is who's the biggest threat on the map. And just have a look for Green's view. He can't see much, but you can see those pillboxes now. And he's just going to try and take out Orange's base. And you can see those buildings going down. And Orange has spent so much time and resources fighting Purple that he's not going to be able to defend against this attack. The question is Purple going to be able to build up in this time and mount a fence on Green? We'll have to wait and see. But it looks like Orange is going to be out of this game now. You can see his buildings going down. He's losing his last construction yard. And is this his last building? It is. And Orange is out of the game. Although I think Cyan's technically in, I don't think he's got any stuff left. So now it's going to be Purple and Red against Green. So we'll have to see what resources he can muster. You can see Green is just super low on ore. He also doesn't have any defences in his base. And now you can see Green going the attack on Red. Red's got 3 tanks left. But you can see that Green tank army is just overwhelming. And there's nothing he can do. And now that ore refinery going down. And once that ore refinery goes down, it means that Red has no access to any more resources. So he's going to be not be able to build any further. And now we can see that war factory going down. And now it's going to be let down to the last 2 power plants. And those power plants going down. And that is going to be Red out of the game. And now it's just Purple is the only person left. We can see that Purple though has some tanks. And he's trying to go on the dive on Green's base. So we're going to have to see, is this going to work? Because in a one-on-one fight against Green on his own, there's no way that number of tanks is going to be able to defeat him. But you can see that bottleneck there. And now Purple losing a lot of his tanks. He's lost too many tanks there. He's going into the base. There's a Tesla there. But it looks like Green is going to be easily able to defend this. So last attempt from Purple. And even if he somehow managed to destroy this base here, Rambo's also got some buildings in my old base. So even if he did destroy the whole of that base, he'd have to get through all of those tanks back out and go to the other base. And I think we can see now it is pretty much over. So it was just like a case of how much do you want to push in. I mean, Purple had a lot of fighting with Orange early on, so Orange and Purple used up their armies. Green defeated me, got access to ore, so he had access to the ore left in my base, and then was able to build up a big army. And you can just see now he's got an overwhelmingly big army. So it's quite an interesting map. Of course, you've got those gems in the middle, which sort of makes teams want to go to the middle at the start to protect those gems, or take the raw trucks into the middle. And I do think taking your raw trucks into the middle right at the start of the game is a good idea, just because it gives you those extra resources. What I should have done though from my position is I should have focused on the teams directly next to me. So I should have focused on green rather than attacking at the other side of the map. But I did think my teammate was going to be under threat from there, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to have a teammate later on into the game. Unfortunately though, that did not work out because I was fighting with red and purple, and my teammate fought against them, and then my teammate got attacked by orange, and I got attacked and wiped out by green. Of course, with hindsight, it's easy to point out what I could have done differently. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.